Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified when my latest forecasts come out. All right, here are my bullet points. What to expect during this forecast time period. So we've got a storm system moving through the Great Lakes in the Northeast through 12/5. There's at least one, maybe even two additional storm systems coming after that for the Northeast down the road. Out west is this big area of high pressure, remains in control through 12/7. High and dry, very warm, very dry. And then there's a storm system that actually breaks through the high, 12/8, 12/9, potentially another storm system very late in the period. So eventually this high pressure will give way. Let me set the table for you with water vapor satellite imagery, just show you what's going on. So out west, it's all about this big ridge of high pressure, protecting the west from any sort of snow or cold air. But that will change. The flow on this water vapor, the moisture aloft here is represented by the whites and the blues. Dry air is in the oranges and the reds in the mid-level. So all this moisture right now is being routed up into Canada, British Columbia. And then eventually it's all spilling down into the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So that's the flow right now. Now, after 12/7 into 12/8, all this energy out here, a piece of it starts to break through the high and it cruises down into the Intermountain with snow and colder air. All right, let me show you my snow timeline. So best odds of snow here for the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, Tahoe, interior BC, and the Northeast. So for example, in the Wasatch, light snow accumulation, late 12/8 into 12/9. Unfortunately, this looks more like a glancing blow or just a brush of the Wasatch and the high Uintas than a direct hit. Tetons, light to moderate, 12/8, 12/9. It's just not a big storm system. Potentially, though, moderate to heavy 12/13. Colorado, light to moderate, 12/8, 12/9. I don't have anything for Tahoe, unfortunately, down to Mammoth, a totally dry period. Let's talk about the Northeast. So in the Northeast, moderate accumulations into 12/5, and then moderate, light 12/7, 12/8, moderate 12/9. Here is my spider chart, odds of best snow. Another way to look at all of that graphically. More purple higher on the web, better odds of new snow. So again, that's a lot of BC. It's the Pacific Northwest. That's parts of Montana, potentially parts of the Tetons. It's the Northeast. It's eventually down the road. We'll probably see light to moderate accumulations in Colorado, but those are the areas to watch. More purple, higher on the web. All right, here's a jet stream forecast, and this is by close of business on Thursday, 12/5. Big arcing of the jet to the north, high pressure ridge sitting over the west, nothing going on. 12/6 more of the same. Now 12/7, you can start to see the trough. Look at the dip in the jet coming down out of Canada through Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado on 12/8. That'll be our storm system. And into 12/9. Now it's possible it spins up to a slightly stronger storm in Colorado on 12/9. That's not set in stone, but it's possible. And then that moves away on 12/10. Then we have to look and see what's next. And eventually by 12, you can see the trough coming through the Pacific, the dip in the jet right there. 12/13, 12/14, 12/15, potentially another storm system. Putting some precip on top of all this. So by the time we get to Thursday, here's Thursday morning, 12/5, high and dry lower 48. Same for the afternoon, save for 12/6. Everything's being routed up into parts of BC, Pacific Northwest. Here comes our storm system. This is 12/8 in the morning. You can see the snow coming south, dives into the Tetons, Wasatch, and then down into Colorado through 12/9 in the morning. Unfortunately, this is a fast moving storm system, kind of weak as well, but it does have cold air. Look how fast it's all the way through, and we're basically done with it. So then we have to watch. Here comes kind of a little bit of an active flow here, especially with this next storm system coming in, 12, 13, 14, and 15, starts to push moisture back into the interior. Okay, how much snow? Well, across the west, 12/5 through 12/13. Now, the caveat here is that there is no snow 12/5, 12/6, 12/6, and 12/7 for most of the lower 48. What you see here doesn't happen until 12/8, 12/9 with the storm system diving into Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, through Utah and into Colorado, northern New Mexico. That's 12/8, 12/9. In California, yeah, I got a little bit of snow up there for Shasta, up into Mount Ashland or southern Oregon, but I don't have anything for Tahoe down to Mammoth. Unfortunately, a totally dry period. Really good numbers through the Pacific Northwest, 1 to 2 feet of accumulation, and interior BC does great anywhere from 6 to probably 16 inches of accumulation through Revelstoke and Red Mountain and Fernie. Looking really good right there to Kicking Horse. I like what I see in Idaho, 6 to 13 inches. Same for northwest Montana. Tetons could do okay, assuming we get that flow right over the top of the Tetons with maybe 6 to 10 inches of accumulation through that area. Okay, let's go to the Northeast. So 12.5 through 12.13. Keep in mind, snow continues into 12.5 from 12.4. So that's where some of this accumulation comes from. And then there are 2 additional shots, like I showed you in the timeline here, on 12.7, 12.8, and then again on 12.9. So that's where we get these grand totals. That's where I get these grand totals, anywhere from 3 to 10 inches of additional snow here, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. The snow ridge number, that a little bit of that is going to be lake effect. Behind this 12.5 storm, it's likely we're going to see some lake effect snow settle in to a lot of those areas. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. I appreciate you tuning in here. Take care and have a great day.